Have you ever wondered who was the man behind the Muslim resurgence during the Third Crusade? Meet Saladin, a figure revered in Muslim, Kurdish, Turkic and Arab cultures. Saladin, known formally as Salah ad-Din Yusuf ibn Ayyub, was born in Tikrit, Iraq, into a family with Kurdish ancestry. As a child, Saladin was exposed to a world of political intrigue and military might, elements that would later play a significant role in shaping his destiny. Saladin's rise to power was not a tale of overnight success. It was a journey marked by significant military victories and strategic alliances. A key relationship was with the Fatimid Caliph al-Adid, a powerful figure who recognized Saladin's potential and aided his ascent in the political landscape. Their alliance was a strategic one, which catapulted Saladin into a position of power and influence. Saladin's military prowess was not just a personal asset, but a tool that he used to establish the Ayyubid dynasty, a reign that would leave an indelible mark on the pages of history. His successes on the battlefield, combined with his diplomatic skills, led to him becoming the first sultan of both Egypt and Syria. Under his rule, the Ayyubid realm expanded to include not just Egypt and Syria, but also Upper Mesopotamia, the Hejaz, Yemen, and Nubia. But Saladin was not just a military leader or a political figure. He was a man of deep faith and devotion. He was known for his piety, support of Sufism, and commitment to jihad. His opposition to the assassins and his welcoming of Asiatic Sufis to Egypt further cemented his reputation as a religious leader. In a world dominated by the Crusader states, Saladin was a rising star, set to change the course of history. His story is a testament to the power of determination, strategic alliances, and unwavering faith. It was these elements that laid the foundation for Saladin's rise and set the stage for his subsequent victories and conquests. With Egypt and Syria under his rule, Saladin had a strong base, but his ambitions extended far beyond these regions. His eyes were set on the Crusader states in the Levant, the territories held by the Zengid dynasty, and more. Saladin's military prowess was partly due to his ability to unite diverse groups under one banner. His leadership brought together Egyptians, Syrians, and others, all fighting for a common cause. This unity was instrumental in his successful campaigns against the Crusaders and the Zengids. Saladin's strategy was as complex as it was effective. He didn't just rely on brute force. He employed diplomacy, alliances, and psychological warfare to weaken his enemies before striking. His tactics were a blend of patience and opportunism, waiting for the right moment to act, then doing so decisively. His first major campaign was against the Zengids, a Muslim dynasty that held Syria. Saladin's forces swept across the region, taking city after city. The Zengids were unable to resist the onslaught, and Syria fell into Saladin's hands. This victory was significant not just for its military value, but also because it brought another piece of the Islamic world under Saladin's rule. But Saladin's most famous victories were against the Crusaders. These Christian knights from Europe had carved out several states in the Levant, and Saladin was determined to take them back. His campaigns against the Crusaders were hard-fought, with many battles and sieges. But through it all, Saladin's forces were victorious. His strategy of divide and conquer, coupled with his superior tactics and the unity of his forces, proved too much for the Crusaders. Saladin, the brilliant strategist, had now expanded his realm to include Egypt, Syria, Upper Mesopotamia, the Hejaz, Yemen, and Nubia. Saladin's crowning achievement, however, was yet to come. It was a battle that would seal his name in history. The stage was set at the Battle of Hattin, a monumental clash that would prove pivotal in the Third Crusade. In the scorching summer of 1187, near the Sea of Galilee, Saladin's forces faced off against the Crusader army. The Crusaders, parched and weary under the relentless sun, were ill-prepared for the cunning tactics of Saladin. He masterfully cut off their access to water sources, further weakening their resolve. The Crusaders fought valiantly, but they were no match for Saladin's well-prepared and disciplined forces. The battle ended in a decisive victory for Saladin, a crushing blow to the Crusaders' ambitions in the Levant. But the victory at Hattin was more than just a military triumph. It was a gateway to a prize that had eluded the Muslims for almost a century: the holy city of Jerusalem. 2 months after the Battle of Hattin, Saladin marched into Jerusalem. The city surrendered, and in a show of magnanimity that has become the stuff of legend, Saladin spared the lives of its inhabitants. He even allowed those who wished to leave to do so with their possessions, a stark contrast to the massacre that had followed the Crusaders' capture of the city nearly 100 years earlier. With the fall of Jerusalem, Saladin not only reclaimed the holy city for the Muslim world, but also effectively halted the Crusaders' advance in the Levant. The tide of the Crusades had turned, and the balance of power had shifted decisively in favor of the Muslims. With Jerusalem back under Muslim control, Saladin had accomplished what few could. He had halted the advance of the Crusades. Saladin's victories were momentous, but they were not his only legacy. His life was marked by profound piety and a steadfast devotion to jihad, which in his context meant a struggle in the path of God. He was a strong supporter of Sufism, a mystical branch of Islam that seeks direct personal experience of the divine. His court became a haven for Sufis from across Asia, making Egypt a vibrant center of Sufi thought and culture. Saladin's religious convictions also manifested in his opposition to the Assassins, a radical sect known for political murders. His opposition was not just political, but ideological, as he believed their methods were contrary to the teachings of Islam. In 1193, Saladin passed away, but his memory lived on, resonating in the hearts of many. He is revered in Muslim, Kurdish, Turkic, and Arab cultures, not just as a successful sultan, but as a symbol of resistance against foreign invasion. His legacy is a testament to his strategic brilliance, but also to his deep spirituality and commitment to his faith. Saladin was more than a victorious sultan. He was a symbol of resistance, a champion of his faith, and a revered figure still remembered today.